Hey, let me ask you a question. If I taught you a way that even if you went out and screwed everything up in real estate to still be able to go out and retire wealthy, would you want to learn about it? Well, in this video, I'm going to teach you Cody Sperber's super amazing wealth building strategy that I call the Snowball. All right, here's what I'm talking about. A lot of people know that real estate creates more millionaires than any other industry out there. And when people think about wealth building in real estate, they think about owning rentals. And you guys know me, I'm an active real estate investor. I love wholesaling and I love rehabbing, but I'm doing that to be able to create quick cash profits to be able to put into my long-term wealth building portfolio, because I know that that's the way I'm going to break free of the rat race, regain control, have time freedom, financial freedom, be able to do what I want when I want, and I want that for you. So what I want to do is teach you a simple strategy, a way to shift your thinking away from the normal way of wealth building over into this process I call the Snowball. All right, here's what I'm talking about. A lot of people go out and they buy rental properties, and they either go get a conventional loan from a bank or they borrow private money from a relationship that they have. Maybe grandma has some mattress money and she sees that you're getting excited about real estate and she's like, sure, I'll loan you $40,000 to go buy a house, but you got to put some money into the deal. And so in the beginning, if you have to use your wholesale profits or your a job and you're saving up money from your job and you're putting that into your real estate portfolio, whatever you got to do, you're going to probably have to put some money down to get into the deal. And what I want to do is show you an example where over the next 5 years, you're going to buy 5 properties. I'm going to show you the traditional way of doing it, and then I'm going to show you the Cody Sperber way of doing it. So in example number 1, during your first year, you buy one house. Now, I know that if you were focused on it, over an entire 12-month period, you'd be able to find at least one good deal. Am I right? So you go out there and in 1 year, all you do is buy one house. It's a $50,000 house. You put 20% down, which is $10,000. You go to grandma. You say, Grandma, I need $40,000 private money loan. Here's how we're going to structure it. I'm going to borrow the $40,000. We're going to amortize it over 30 years. But I know you're old and I know you don't want to wait 30 years to get all your money back, so we'll balloon it in 7. It's a creative way to structure a private money deal. More on that on another video. But we borrow the $40,000, we amortize it over 30 years, we balloon it in 7, and the PITI on that private money loan, which stands for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, is $447 a month. We collect $875 a month in rent on this $50,000 house. We're being very conservative. These aren't fluffy numbers. This is very conservative. We're going to have a $100 a month repair allowance that we allocate to the house, which leaves $255 a month in pure cash flow. The numbers would look like this. It's not the worst case scenario. It's not the best case scenario. We're being pretty conservative right down the middle. Collect $875 and we net $255 a month. And by the way, this is coming off of a software that we developed in-house, and I give it to my students that help you analyze deals. But basically, the amortization table is going to look like this. It's going to take us 3.42 years, all right, of collecting rents for 3.42 years before we finally get our cash back that we initially invested into the deal. So we put out 10 grand. Grandma lent $40,000. It took us 3.42 years just to get our cash returned, which is the 10 grand. So if you held this property for 7 years, over the 7 years, you'd collect $20,390 from rent, and you'd still owe grandma $37,000, right? Actually, $37,456, right? So over 7 years, you barely paid down any of the principal owed. Then year 2 comes and you buy another property. This one is, you're stepping your game up, you buy a $100,000 house. Once again, you put 20% down, which is $20,000. This time you go to a regular bank and you get a conventional 30-year mortgage for $80,000 at 5.25%. PITI on this loan is $601 a month. The rent that you collect from the property is $1,300 a month. The repair allowance is $100 a month. And when it's all said and done, you'd collect $492 a month in pure cash flow. You can see here, we're being fairly conservative with our numbers once again. And in this scenario, it would take 3.51 years to be able to get our 20% down payment back. And that's because we're just collecting the cash flow from the property and it's slowly paying us back. All right, property number 2. Here's the numbers. If you held them for 7 years, you would have made $39,732 from rent, but you'd still owe the bank $70,709. And this is how most people do it. They just buy one house at a time over a long period of time. They put a tenant in it, and they wait for the tenant to pay down the mortgage. Year number 3, now we're stepping our game up again. We buy a 4-plex. We put 20% down. We go to a bank. We borrow $128,000. PITI is $977 a month that we owe the bank, but we collect $2,400 a month in rents, $100 per unit in rental repair allowance. That's $400 a month for the 4-plex. Cash flow, $823 a month. Not bad, but I'll show you a better way here in a minute. Once again, being fairly conservative. And in this scenario, it takes 3.37 years to get our down payment back. If you had held this property for 7 years, you'd collect $66,271 for rent, and you'd still owe the bank $113,684. All right, year 4, you buy a $100,000 house, put 20% down, borrow $80,000 from a bank at 5.25%, PITI $601 a month, $1,300 a month in rents, $492 a month in cash flow. You can see we're just pretty much doing the same thing every single year. We're buying one house, whether it's a cheap house, a more expensive house, a 4-plex. This scenario, 3.51 years to get our initial investment back. Held it for 7 years, $39,732 from rent, over $70,000 still owed to the bank. Now we're going into year 5. Now we're going to go back. We're going to borrow more money from grandma, another $50,000 house at 9%. Private money loan to grandma for $40,000. PITI is $447 a month. Rent $875. $100 a month in repair allowance. Cash flow is $255 a month. All right. We've now officially bought 5 houses, right? Once again, it's going to take 3.42 years to get our initial money back from that house. We bought 5 houses. This is the same thing each and every time for 5 years. So up to this point, we're a real estate investor. We're building our wealth, and it's going to take forever. These 5 houses only produce $2,317 a month in cash flow. At this point, you're pretty close to having your first private money loan due. You owe $340,000 in debt. You have gray hair, a bad attitude, and tenants in toilets, maybe even a small twitch. All right, this is what most people do. What if there was a better way? The Cody Sperber way, the Snowball method. Here's how it works. By the way, if you get something from this video, leave me a comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to put a twist on it. And this is where the mindset shift happens. House number 1 is going to produce you $255 a month in positive cash flow. But instead of paying one check to the private money lender and then living off of the $255, right, and keeping it for your own benefit, what if you rolled the $255 back into paying the principal down faster? So you made 2 checks. One for $447 goes to the lender to pay the loan, and the $255 goes to the lender to pay down the principal. After year 1, because you're paying down principal a little bit faster, you only owe $36,643. But now you buy another house. This one produces more cash flow for you. Instead of living off of it, you reinvest it. But instead of reinvesting it into that house, what we want to do is shift it over to the first house. And this is the power of compounding. And this is the lesson I really want you to understand in this video. $601 goes to the bank to pay this loan, but $492 goes over to house number 1 to pay down the principal on that private money loan. So after year 2, house number 1 starts getting paid down faster. You only owe $27,427. Now you buy your fourplex, $823 a month. Cut 2 checks. One goes to pay down the bank loan for the fourplex. The positive cash flow from the fourplex goes over to house number 1 to pay down the principal. At the end of year 3, you only owe $8,379 to grandma. And in 3 years and 2 months, you officially own your first house free and clear. And that's where things get really exciting. So now what we're going to do, and this is what we did. We've been shifting all the cash flow over to house number 1. It was paid off in 38 months, but look what we're going to do now. House number 4, right, because we're still buying. House number 4 is going to produce $492 a month. We're going to cut 2 checks. One goes to pay down this mortgage, but the other one, now we're going to shift all of our focus over to house number 2. We have the free and clear house. We have 4 houses, and now we're all the positive cash flow goes to house number 2. All right? And it looks like this. You can see now we're paying this down a lot faster. At the end of year 4, you would only owe $51,930 on house number 2. Now, year 5 comes around, you buy the 5th house, produces another $255 a month in positive cash flow, cut 2 checks. One goes to pay down this private money loan. The $255 goes over to house number 2 to pay down principal. And boom, everything starts shifting over. And now at warp speed, you're paying this house down. This is the power of the snowball. At the end of year 5, you only owe $18,862 in left on the loan. House number 2 is going to be fully paid off in 6 years and 7 months. Now things start getting exciting. And listen, there's a lot of other benefits of owning real estate. At the end of this video, I'm actually going to link to another video that's going to show you the main tax benefits to owning real estate. So not only are you producing massive cash flow for all of these assets, but you're creating all kinds of crazy equity by paying down the houses faster. 6 years and 7 months, that one's paid off. You could see here we're now shifting over to the 3rd house. All your positive cash flow is going to be now used to pay this one down quickly. The fourplex will be fully paid off in 9 years and 5 months. Shift now all of a sudden we have a lot of cash flow paying down this mortgage. And you can see it starts snowballing and starts ramping up. House 4 will be paid off in 10 years, 8 months. Shift everything over to house number 5, which will be fully paid off in 11 years and 5 months. And now look what you have. You have 5 free and clear houses paid off in 38 months. Then all of a sudden it starts happening a little faster. 79 months, faster. 113 months, 128, 137 months. And here's the thing. People don't just go off and buy 5 houses, 1 per year. What if you bought 2 per year? Right? Because what you really have now is you have, just with those 5 houses, you have $5,100 in monthly cash flow. You have $500,000 in equity. What if you just double it? Now you got $1 million in equity. What if you triple it? What if you bought 1 house a month versus 1 house per year? Can you start to see how wealth is created through real estate investing? And it's future-proof, right? People always need a place to live. Even if cars start flying, people still need a place to live. They're going to park those flying cars in a garage somewhere. You will always be able to profit from real estate because people need a place to live. It doesn't matter what's happening in the economy. The values of the house might go up and down, but people always need to rent a place. And the real estate market goes up, it goes down, it goes back up. So if you hold it for long enough, you're eventually going to come out on top. And now you have leverage, you have buying power, and you're financially free. What do you think? Do you want to get out there and start buying some more rentals? I hope so. I hope this helped you shift your mind and got you excited about creating real wealth through real estate investing. And look, below this video in the description, I have a lot of other free training resources for you. Make sure you grab my free book, How to Flip Houses with Little to No Money Down. And, begin your journey now. Begin your journey now. Don't wait until it's too late. Now's the best time in history I've ever seen. The market is great right now for real estate investors, and I hope this encourages you to get off the fence and get in the game. All right, I'm Cody Sperber, the Clever Investor. I'm signing off for now. Make sure you like this video and leave me a comment down below and you subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'm signing off for now. Take care. Comb your hair. Sperber out.